Okay, English 2 students, this is your second video for Unit 1, Part 1, Foundations of Early Literature, Academic Vocabulary Terms and Concepts for Gilgamesh and the Quest Story Archetype. In the previous video, I had given you guys the two terms for Gilgamesh. We are getting ready to start studying the story, so these two terms, you'll be adding them to the vocabulary you got for Freud and Jung. So the purpose of this video is just to explain those terms a little bit in detail so that you guys get a better feel for what they mean and how they're significant to the text, and also to kind of provide a graphic that's a little bit more complete and kind of puts Freud and Jung and this idea of the archetypes kind of together so they make a little bit more sense. As you can tell, we still have our circle that represents the mind. We know that the first half, the top half of the circle, is the conscious mind, and that encapsulates, that houses the part of you that you are aware of, the part that you know, the part of your mind that you know is you, as it says right here, what you know about yourself. This is the part that interacts in the waking world. Okay, so in this part we know that we have the ego here. In Freud, we have the conscious mind, and then we have the unconscious mind, which is everything in the bottom half here. And he called this basically just the unconscious mind. And in this area here, we have all the stuff about you, the part of your mind that houses all the stuff about you that you're not aware of consciously, that's in there, but you don't know it's there. This is what we call those dreams and those desires, those needs that the only way we know that they're there is that sometimes we have dreams, okay, that come up from this unconscious part, and kind of like a little car that brings them up through dreams, and we find out about what's inside of that unconscious part of ourselves. Excuse me. For Jung, though, he felt that this unconscious part was actually split again. He felt that there was the personal unconscious, which is what Freud believed, that all that stuff that he said. We know that right here we have the superego. Jung knew that it was there too. He never denied that. He believed that. He felt that superego and id were there, those needs and desires, those feelings of guilt that we have for whatever about yourselves, that we're not conscious of it, but we know that they're there. So he never said that there wasn't any of that. So he believed in that seriously. He just felt that there was this other part too, called the collective unconscious, which is what we talked about, which is what I talked about in the videos for Jung. This whole idea of unconscious, collective unconscious. He felt that there was a part of our unconscious mind that contained archetypes. Okay. And we get archetypes from our past human experiences, from the people that came, the humans that came way before us. It's inherited through time, and it's independent of culture as well. So there are a lot of different cultures that have this different archetypes, and they're expressed through our stories, which have character types, ideas, and images. Okay, and we inherit these different archetypes, and we see this in the variety of stories that we get from different cultures. For instance, there's always a story, as I mentioned earlier, about there's this exceptional human being who survives catastrophe, and he's the only one that's alive, but because he was so good, he inherits the earth, or he's responsible for taking care of it, and he's saved. And this is where we get the idea of Gilgamesh. And I'll put a little Gilgamesh. Okay. We're going to continue on here with this idea of Gilgamesh, and I'm going to be talking about how Gilgamesh is a specific type of quest hero archetype within one of these quest stories archetypes. Go ahead and take notes.